What's going on, people? I would like to welcome all of you to another Q11 edition of the Talk to Q radio show. My name is Quincy, and this is my show. And with the Q11s, what I like to do is interview people to expose my audience to new things. I talk to authors, entrepreneurs, entertainers, counselors, other podcasters, and sometimes just your everyday person who just has something to say about a particular topic. So it's an opportunity for you to get to know these people up and close and learn their story. What sparked the passion to choose a certain career, or what inspired them to write that book, or why is this person so opinionated about a particular topic? So just sit back and enjoy the show, and please be encouraged to share. A lot of my guests, much like myself, kind of do their thing by word of mouth. So the more that you share, like, or comment on a social media post, then the more you can help me grow the show. And it also gives more support to the people that I bring on the show who are looking to get their services, products, and talents out to the masses. So without further ado, let's get to the interview. What better way to spend an evening than a good dinner and a show? Not your traditional dinner and then the movie afterwards. I'm talking about a show during dinner. My guests can tell you all about doing just that. From the Magnolia State of Mississippi, please welcome Keni Bounds and Eric Riggs of the Detective Dinner Theater to the Talk to Q radio show. Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hey, it's going good. Thank you for having us.
What's up, Quincy?
All right, I appreciate you all taking the time to come on to the show. So let's talk about how you two met and how the Detective Dinner Theater got started. Whoever wants to take that question.
I'll take it.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Me, me. Kenny was on a street corner, and all right, go ahead, take this one, Kenny. Go ahead. I'm gonna screw this up.
We actually met while we were acting with another murder mystery group, and so that's how we met. And I had done a couple of scripts for them. I had written some scripts. Eric was over at my house having dinner one night, and he said, "Why don't we start our own thing and focus more on the comedy and less on the mystery?" And that was 11 years ago. So,
wow. Okay, so Eric, do you have a background in theater?
Yeah.
What is your background? I guess I should ask.
A little bit in high school, a little bit in college. I did go off to Orlando many years ago and said I'm going to be an actor, and got into that business. And oh boy, it was brutal. That was that's a tough business to be in. So like a lot of actors, you get out of it and you have a family, start a career, all that, and then kind of once all that's kind of wrapped up, it was like, all right, let's get back into to acting and writing and stuff, and find a way to try to make a living at it, as opposed to that casting call stuff they were doing. Yeah. So
yeah.
So we started it up, and we said, well, we'll just write a script. Let's just write a script and get a few actors together and book a restaurant or two. And we started at Catherine's, over there in Ridgeland near you. And then our first biggie was Parker House. You remember that place?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first one where we could do it once or twice a month, and of course they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So now we kind of consider Char like our home base, because we're every month, 2 times a month, we're there. Yeah, they're wonderful. So
yes, they are. The food is good, and they have a nice little venue as well.
Yeah.
And so how many members do you have in the group? You mentioned other people. Like, how do you find them, and how many do you have?
we probably have about 15 actors, and we are very fortunate because we work with some of the best actors in the Jackson area, and they actually, most of them approached us or were recommended to us by another. So we are really fortunate.
Okay. And so where exactly do you all travel? Like, Eric, what is your range as far as how far you'll go to do a show?
We kind of look at, we're based out of Jackson. But Jackson's actually perfect for us because there's like a 3-hour radius around Jackson. There's Memphis and New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Birmingham, and Mobile and Biloxi and all the little places in between. And so we try to do like a 3-hour any direction, Starkville, Oxford, Greenville, and there's just so many places because people have said, like, why don't you go to Atlanta? That's a long drive, that's a long drive. So about 3 hours. We've gone as far as, say, Little Rock, Tallahassee, Destin, places like that. But
Tallahassee's pretty far.
That was a haul. That was actually the single scariest show I ever did. We were at the University Club, which was at Florida State in the stadium. And really nice venue, 75 people. It was sold out, and it was the first time because all of our shows used to have 6 people, and that was too hard to travel. So first time ever, we had 4 people in a show, couldn't figure out who to kill, so we didn't kill anybody in it. And I only had family members coming to the show, so and it was opening night for that show, so I was terrified, but luckily we killed
and they couldn't find the stadium. But there were 2 men in the cast that decided to not ask for directions because they didn't want to be the people that couldn't find the stadium.
Yeah, we're running around the campus looking for the stadium and could not find it. And the girls are like, ask someone where the stadium is. I'm like, I am not going to stop and ask somebody where a freaking stadium is. Yeah. But the outside of it's brick and it looks like a building. So that was on them. That was on them. Yeah. 3 hours.
That is.
Yeah, 3 hours. Next week we go to Columbia, down around Hattiesburg, and Starkville's coming up again. And so we just try to keep it close, but we try to represent the Jackson metro area wherever we go. Normally that goes well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, that's good. Yeah. And I was always curious about, I know once I saw you all back in February. Wait, no? Yeah, February, I think.
Yeah.
At Char.
Yeah.
And it had been a while since I've seen one of your shows, but I was curious to how COVID impacted things because, when restaurants kind of shut down and limited people, I'm assuming that had a tremendous impact on you all.
It shut us down. Our last show was in Mobile on a Saturday night, and the Monday everything shut down. So that was like the end of March, and we did not get back to being able to do shows till October. So it really impacted us. And then now, of course, seating, like, for example, normally at Char we can do 80 plus people. Now, of course, we can't. So it's still impacting us in certain ways, but I'm just glad to be out there doing shows, and I'm just really excited that now people can get out again.
So Eric, what was that first show like when you returned from all the COVID stuff? You're back in the groove. Do you have any butterflies or anything, or was it just like riding a bike?
Oh, it was excitement because we did 6 months of nothing. And it stung too. That March, for example, because we started starting last year, we got some serious momentum going. And in March, we were killing it. January, February, March of 20. And then that when it hit mid-March, we canceled 6 shows that just finished out the last 10 days of March, and they were all sold out. And then more in April. It stunk. But then that first one back, actually, every show now I take as a blessing because after not getting to do it for so long, they're wonderful. It's so nice to be back. But I don't know if you remember back in the day when you would come to shows, we would take people who didn't know each other and just cram them all in at a table. Mm-hmm. You'd sit with people you didn't know, which was really cool. Everybody were big friends by the end of the night, swapping business cards, whatever. It worked well. Obviously, we can't do that now. Everybody gets their own table, but hopefully soon. everyone can start sitting together again.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
And so, what is a typical show like, Kenny? Tell my audience what they can expect if they attend one of your shows.
Well, they can definitely expect to laugh a lot. That's what we hope. Because once again, we tend to focus on comedy than mystery. So a lot of people think we're like Clue. You know, Quincy, you've been to a show. We're nothing like Clue. But you will get to enjoy an amazing 3-course dinner while watching us perform. And there's little breaks at the end. So we'll come out and do about 20 minutes, and then you'll get about 10 to 15 minutes as they're serving the different courses to where you can chat with people and just have fun. But a typical show lasts about 2 hours. That's including breaks and eating, and it's just a lot of fun. And what's really funny is we get a lot of people to where the husbands don't want to come to it. They've been drugged there. And by the end of the night, the husband has had more fun than the wife. That happens every time.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone not enjoy themselves.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to go. I think I would be one of the kicking and screaming. So it's like, okay, let's write something that even I would like,
Yeah.
with the humor. Yeah, which ain't easy. So,
well, I mean, I can let everyone know as far as my experiences. I've truly enjoyed it because it's something for me. It's something different. There is nothing like it in the Jackson area for people to go out and experience something like this. So I think that everyone should give it a try. I know they would enjoy it for sure.
It's a great first date.
Yeah, I agree.
It is, because if you go to dinner, you have to talk the entire time. Or if you go to a movie, you don't get to talk at all. Well, with us, typically, yeah. So you know how you've been where we do 20 minutes of show, and then for 10, 15, they get to talk, and it's back and forth and back and forth. So that takes the pressure off that first date.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Eric, how many shows do you all have in rotation? Because it seems like you're doing something different pretty often.
Over the years, it's probably been about 40 different shows. Right now, I'd say we got about 10 that we rotate. We're actually writing a new one right now, which we'll rehearse, and we'll have it ready by the end of May. And so we try to do about 3 new ones a year. And out of those 3, 2 are keepers, and the other one
it goes into the Disney vault. Yeah. We've got the one Disney of those vault. Too.
Yeah, the deep into the Disney vault. They can't all be winners.
So, does everyone take part in writing the scripts? And how long does it take to memorize all of that? I'm guessing you guys rehearse quite a bit.
Eric and I write the scripts, but our newest show, when Harry didn't meet Sally, one of our actors, Chris Moore, who does movies and such, we actually all 3 wrote it together. So that was a cool experience. And we wrote that one really quick, like in a week. And then we rehearse it. Our rehearsal times have gotten shorter. Like, what would you say, Eric, about 3 weeks?
We've gotten it used to be rehearsals were 6 weeks, 3 or 4 times a week. Now we do it in about 3 weeks, about 3 times a week. We've kind of got a system now. So we've gotten better in 10 years. So cut down on rehearsal time for sure.
Yeah.
That's a lot to remember over the course of 3 weeks. I mean, my goodness.
I told you we had the best actors in the Jackson area.
Definitely. You all already.
Like our shows, we're shooting for almost like 4 people all doing stand-up comedy. Yes, it's set to a story and everyone's a character, but other than that, it's pretty much 4 people doing stand-up comedy. So where we were running into problems is finding people with that kind of timing that can read a crowd and set up these jokes. But we've got about 15 of them that they can nail it. They can nail it. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So what is some of the feedback you've received from crowds, over the years? I know you all have been doing this since 2010. I mean, what's the feedback been like?
We've been really blessed because we haven't really experienced negative feedback. I mean, maybe a couple of times over the years. Everyone is so happy and so positive at our shows and at the end of the shows. So we've been really fortunate with that, where we've had really good feedback. Every now and then you'll get that sourpuss, but.
See, I can't imagine what they would have to be sour about. I mean, every time I've gone, everyone looks like they're having a great time, that, there's laughing, and then you get them to participate. So you're very engaging with the audience. I never really figured I'd be at Char singing at any point in my life, but you all will get them to sing and to play along and do different things. And so that's always cool. And I remember, I think the very first time I went, you drafted me to play the role of a preacher at a wedding or something.
Yes.
I remember having a couple of lines, and so I mean, so people get to participate, and I think it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so, all right, we get ready to wrap things up. I want to know, like, what do you have upcoming? Like some of your shows that may be coming up pretty soon.
Well, tomorrow night we're at the Gathering in Flora. That one sold out. Thursday though, we're at Shaggy's out at the Reservoir. We still have some seats for that one, and then we're back to Char next Monday, the 26th. Got about 5 seats left on that one, and then that wraps up our month. But as always, you can thedetectives.biz. That thing is, if you just type in thedetectives.biz, it's up to date, and we keep it so up to date because we had so many actors calling, going, "What show am I in? When's this show? When's that show?" Like, quit calling me. Look at thedetectives.biz. So it's kind of for us and the actors. If you were to ask me what shows you got in May, I'm going there. So I don't know. So, but that's the complete list of everything coming up. Oh, and we do private parties.
There it is.
No, you do what?
Private parties, birthday parties, high school prom. We just did Pelahatchie last week. Go Chiefs! And then a lot of high schools, some church stuff. I mean, I know you've seen our shows. You're going, what show would they do for a church? Believe it or not, we have like 2 that we can do. So they're not all PG-13. Just mainly.
Okay, so like, how does someone go about booking their private show? They just go to the website and tell you a venue and how many people. Is that essentially it? And go from there.
That's it.
We just need a time and a date and an address, because we do big ballrooms and people's living rooms. So yeah, we've done a few living room gigs. Yeah. It worked. Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So outside of the website, where can people find you on social media? How could they find you on Facebook or wherever else you may be?
If you type in the Detectives Dinner, we'll pop up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Instagram, not very good at that one. Hashtag the Detectives. That's it. Hashtag the Detectives.
I think it's the @ symbol, isn't it? At the Detectives.
I think it's hashtag.
I don't know. We'll fight about this later. We won't.
Yeah. I think it may be. If you have an account, it's going to be @ most likely.
Thank you.
Man. All right. Now we're teaming up. And if I find out it's different, though, you'll both be hearing from me tomorrow.
One more thing. I have a question about Shaggy's, because you've performed there before, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And where do you actually do the performance? Does it vary? Is it upstairs, downstairs, outside? Where do you normally have it?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
There's a really, really great private room they have. It's surrounded by glass, great view of the reservoir.
Okay.
And there's a bar up there and restrooms and seating. It's just a big rectangular room. It's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, because I know that has a really great view in some of the spots up there. So that
Yeah.
might be something I need to partake in myself someday.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see you Thursday.
So, I can't commit to this Thursday, but you
I
will
got
definitely see
you. I
me
got
in the future. Definitely, probably at Amerigo. That's the spot I'm thinking I'm going to hold on to.
You know, I did love it back when you used to come to Char, and it was like that little bitty tiny room. You remember that?
Mhm.
It seated
Yes.
30. We seated 35, but I'm sure the fire marshal would have had a heart attack. We were crammed in at 35, and that was the best shows because we're all on top of each other.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Yeah.
mean, they're still good now, but it's a big room. But back then, sometimes the smaller the better. Yeah.
More intimate. I get that. I get that.
Mhm. Yeah.
And say, well, I will say this, and this is something that you all could hold dear to your heart, that the last show I attended, I actually got engaged that night after the show.
Oh, I saw it on
Yeah.
Well,
Facebook, but I
I
didn't know
did
if
see that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you very much.
When
So
is the wedding? And are you
uh
inviting us?
it's actually I have to say that story for backstage, but it's just going to be a little private ceremony in October. So
Nice. Congratulations.
Wonderful.
yeah, thank you very much. So you all played a part in all of that.
Oh, that
Okay.
is
And
so sweet.
if anybody else wants to get engaged, do it during a show. We've never had that happen. In the middle of a
So
show, we want someone to propose. For real. We'll work it in.
all right, well there you go, fellas.
There you
There you
go.
go.
No
So now
pressure.
you have an idea. Exactly.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right. Well, I want to thank you too for joining this edition of the Talk to Q Radio Show. Kenny Bounds, Eric Riggs, and like I said, I've been to I think at least 3 of your shows. I'm always entertained, and I wish the best for you too. And like I said, you'll definitely be seeing me pretty soon.
awesome. Awesome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
All right, get you to hang backstage for a moment. And again, their website, thedetectives.biz. You can go there and find all things detectives. Okay. Go there, check out the calendar, see what works for you, make a reservation, and go there and have fun. I mean, you don't have to do it for a date. You can go there yourself if you want to and enjoy everything, or you can have a girls' night out or a guys' night out, have some drinks, and enjoy the show. I mean, they're very entertaining. At the end of the show, based on the clues that were given, you have to figure out who committed the murder. You know, someone dies during the show and you got to figure out who did it. And they ask you a bunch of questions. They give out prizes at the end. It's a lot of fun. So be sure to check it out if you get the opportunity. All right. So that's going to do it, people. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Just search for Talk to Q. One word, talk, the number 2, Q. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening and peace out. I'll see you next time.